Hi everybody, welcome back to Goodnight Lighthouse. I'm Miss Dorothy and I'm here to read you another story. And I have another book from a friend. This is so much. So many friends keep writing me and telling me about their books. And this is from my friend Malachi. Hi Malachi. Miss Dorothy was so excited about this book. You know how much Miss Dorothy loves going to the library. And this is a book about the library. Malachi told me about this book and I was so excited to find it because it's called Dewey, There's a Cat in the Library. Dewey, There's a Cat in the Library. Are cats supposed to be in the library? I've never seen one there, but this cat belongs in the library and we need to get into this book and find out what Dewey does in the library. Are you ready to get inside Malachi's book with Miss Dorothy? Good. I need you to sit up and listen up because here we go.
Dewey, There's a Cat in the Library. Written by Vicki Myron and Bret Witter. Illustrated by Steve James. Every night people left their books in the return box of the library in the small town of Spencer, Iowa. Funny books, big books, truck books, pig books. They left them all. But one night, on the coldest night of the year, someone left a strange surprise. A tiny kitten. Why would a kitten be in the library box? When Vicki the librarian found him the next morning, the kitten was cold and scared and very, very dirty. Vicki took one look and decided to give him a warm bath. The kitten went into the sink, brown and crying, but he came out orange and purring. I'm going to keep you, said Vicki, who already loved him. We'll name you Dewey Readmore Books. You can live here and be our library cat. Aw, the cat has a new home in the library. But Dewey had no idea what it meant to be a library cat, so he did what all kittens do. He played, he lounged on the newspaper, rode the book cart, and knocked hens to the floor. He goofed around with Marty Mouse, snooped in every drawer, and always found at least one rubber band. He's a very playful kitten. But what Dewey loved most of all was people. Tall ones, round ones, quiet ones, loud ones. The little ones, however, surprised him, and not always in a good way. Oh, look, Nathan, said his mommy. There's a cat in the library. Nathan bent down and said, Hi, Dewey Ooey Ukes. No, said his sister Hannah. It's Dewey Readmore Books. Dewey squirmed. The boy was petting him in the wrong direction. Dewey loved to be petted, but he hated being petted in the wrong direction. The little boy likes him, but he doesn't know how to pet him. Dewey was licking his fur back into place when he heard a strange noise. Wah! Wah! Dewey's ears perked up. He looked around. Wah! 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 Dewey sprang to attention and crept really, really softly towards the sound. What is it? What does he hear? Surprise! The little people Dewey discovered came in tiny sizes too, and they loved to giggle and grab and pull and coo. Babies are wonderful, Dewey thought. Cute and smellicious too. Oh, it's a cute little baby who loves the kitty. A few days later, Dewey went exploring and discovered in a secret room the most exciting thing he had ever seen. Children's Story Hour. Wuzzy whiskers, this looks fun, Dewey thought as he pushed into the room with his nose. Someone shouted, There's a cat in the library! Dewey froze. The kids see him during story time. It was quiet for a minute, and then everything went wild. Uh-oh, they're all going after Dewey. And the next thing Dewey knew, he was being carried upside down. Oh my, Dewey thought. What should I do now? The kids love the kitty. Late that night, Dewey talked to his friend Marty Mouse. The library is a wonderful place, Dewey said, but I'm tired of being pulled and poked and carried upside down. I'm not just a cat in a library. I'm a library cat. A library cat helps people, I think, and I'm 92% convinced that that's the reason I'm around. Marty Mouse didn't say anything. I'm going to do it, Dewey said. I'm going to help people. And he felt so happy that he threw Marty Mouse into the air and kicked him with his back legs and then slept on him like a pillow. Oh no, poor Marty Mouse. The next morning, when the first people arrived, Dewey was waiting to greet them right by the front door. He's ready to get to work. All morning, Dewey acted like a library cat. He read with the mommies and grandmas. He helped the daddies work. He even shelves books with the library clerk. When he saw little Nathan, he turned a circle and a half so the boy could pet his back from his head down to his tail, the right direction to pet a cat. "I'm glad we're friends, Dewey Louie," Nathan said. Dewey smiled at that. By lunchtime, Dewey was worn out, so he found a good box. First, he put his front paws inside, then his belly. He squished his back end down, wiggled around until he was all the way in and closed his eyes. "Ha! There's an orange muffin in the library," a girl giggled. He does look like a big orange muffin. But just as Dewey was about to drift off into the sweet kitten dreams, he heard a heavy sigh. His eyes popped open. He saw a girl on the other side of the library, a sad little girl, reading very quietly, all by herself. Why is she sad? Why is she alone? He climbed up close and stared at her. She looked the other way. He sniffed her hand. She wouldn't play. He knocked her mittens to the floor. She let them stay. Then he saw her jacket and had his best idea yet. What's he gonna do? "Silly always works. I'll be a silly cat today." The girl stared at Dewey. "You look like a fuzzy hot dog in a purple bun," she said. And then she surprised him. She laughed right out loud. "I love you, Dewey Readmore Books," the girl whispered as Dewey nestled into her lap and began to purr. This is it, Dewey thought. I'm a real library cat and it feels great. No, it felt better than great. It felt perfect.
Wow, Dewey became a great library cat. He didn't want to just lay around the library. He wanted to do something important. And he tried really hard. He played with the kids. He got on the shelves. And then he saw the little girl that was sad and alone. And he didn't want her to be sad. So he went over to cheer her up. And he did cheer her up. She smiled and laughed. And now he knows what his job is. His job at the library is to make people happy. And I think he really does. I think this library cat makes a lot of people happy. Malachi, that was a really good book. Thank you for writing to Miss Dorothy about it. You know I love to go to the library. You know, if you have a book that you want me to read, just tell me about it, like Malachi did. Because not only will you get to hear your book, but I'll get to go to the library to find it. And that's one of my favorite places to go. Do you go to the library? You should. You should ask Mom and Dad if you can go to the library and check out a book. And then tell Miss Dorothy what book you have, and we can read it together. That would be so much fun. But listen, when you go to the library, there's a lot of rules because people need to be quiet. And whatever you do, everywhere you go, and always in the library, obey, and obey right away. And then come back and see Miss Dorothy, because I'm going to be sitting right here, ready to read another book to you. Bye! Thanks for reading with Miss Dorothy. I hope you enjoyed this book, and I hope you'll come back soon to read another. What's your favorite book? Drop Miss Dorothy a note and let me know. I'll go find it, and I'll read it to you. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share. I'll see you soon.